Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nautilus. My name is Joseph, and this is the channel dedicated to art and creativity. I hope everyone here is enjoying this brand new format that I have going on, where I do narration over the speed art version of what I've already created. Each episode will be a little different. I'll cover a different topic, or at least I'll attempt to. We'll see what happens. I want you guys to know that I do appreciate everything you guys have been doing for me. The subscriber count is on a slow increase. I am one away from 100 subscribers. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's actually pretty dope. So, with that said, would you please help me reach that new milestone? If you guys like the content, and I'm sure you do because I have more views now than I ever have, please consider subscribing and supporting this channel. I create all the artwork that you're seeing as I put up this artwork now. I create everything by myself. I do all the editing. I create all the art. I do all the uploading. I have no one helping me here except for you guys. You guys can help me by subscribing, clicking the bell icon so you never miss an upload, and of course, I have a merch store in the channel. You guys haven't been helping me out with that. I need some help. Go support me by buying some dope merch that I have designed myself. I created the logo. I created all the different types of stuff with the logo. It is incredible stuff. So please, consider subscribing, clicking the bell, buying some merch. You can use Nautilus 40, I believe is the one right now. Good till July 31st, I believe. You get 40% off anything at my merch store. It's pretty cool if I say so myself. And yeah, you get all that dope Nautilus swag. It really would help me out. So as we are now 2 minutes into the narration, I figured it would be a good day to go back to the Journey of Gilderhand, the story that I have been writing. We're up to the third paragraph of the first page here. Where we left off with and his only choice was to disobey all the laws he could get away with. So, if you didn't see the previous one where I was reading this story, please go into my channel and check that one out. I think I'm going to call this one Story Time with the Nautilus. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to take a swig of green tea. Lipton Diet Green Tea Citrus. It's delicious. There we go. That's my weird alien throat sound that I can do. I can do it with my throat. I don't know where it comes from. I figured it would freak you guys out. And it probably is. Sorry about that. sorry about that. Pretty interesting, huh? So anyway, let's begin. Let's see here. Let's see. The only option he saw left in his mind was to scale the wall, knowing full well that doing so would conclude in his banishment. Regardless of his position as the king's son, as a member of the kingdom, he would be banished in the same vein as a meager townsperson. Even though he knew of this law, he didn't see any other option for himself. He decided he would wait until the dead of night, when the entire kingdom was sleeping, and only a few guards would be stationed at the wall. Since he lived here, he knew a number of underground passages within the kingdom that, drumroll, were unoccupied or even known about. These passages were created by societies that existed before the creation of Northumbria. Supposedly, these past kingdoms may have had the same laws, and the townspeople hated those laws, so they had to find a way out of the kingdom. Their kingdom eventually collapsed. Since the town was left empty and there was no wealth to be created with no work being done, the previous kingdom was finished. Sorry. Whoa. Oh man. Gilderhand decided to use these tunnels for his own benefit. he had decided that in 2 days' time, at the stroke of midnight, because normally that's when plot happens at midnight, don't judge me, he would walk one of the tunnels that leads to a separate unknown unguarded area of the wall. Most of the time, the guards will only keep watch over sections with the highest resident activity, or the areas where residents mostly live. The main grounds of the kingdom are the central focus for the guards to keep watch over, unless otherwise instructed. Since no one in the central government knows of the creation of these tunnels, no one in the military sector has been notified to keep watch of those parts of the wall, directly over the tunnels. The king... Oh, I gotta fix something here. The king has... Come on, Joe. Why not a stinking type? The king has no knowledge, not as no knowledge, of these passageways, and therefore has never made any declaration regarding the tunnels, which has proven to be his downfall. In a way, I guess it was mere coincidence that the only person who knows of their location is the king's son. Oh, I gotta add a period, comma there. God, I'm actually grading my own story while I'm reading it to you guys. How lame is that? Hold on, let's see where we are here. Ah, not bad. Oh, we still got plenty of time. I can read plenty more to you. Alright. The most heavily guarded area of the wall resides over the most northern part of the kingdom. As such, it is fortified with more Umbrian guards than any other area, but they can be called to guard other areas if need be. Knowing this, many of the townspeople have been able to slip by the guards unnoticed, which has become an issue as of late for the king. Fearing that he may have naysayers within the society, he created more rules than his own government would deem necessary. It becomes laborious to continually dish out new commands, as it seems the king loses his tight grip on any sanity that may have kept him in focus. I like that sentence, Joe. Good job. Not to mention having to deal with a son who continually pushes his father's limits as to what he can do and get away with. Banishing his son has been on the king's mind before, but never to the point where he would actually do it. He once got so close that he almost said the word until one of his government officials persuaded him otherwise. He never actually wanted to do it, but he was driven to the point of no return. It took 3 government officials and a host of guards to get him to settle down. After having a talk with his son agreed to lay low for the most part, ensuring his father that he would try to behave as he would like him to. But that assurance didn't last forever, because his son never truly agreed to it. In his words, he said he would, but in his heart he knew he was lying. He just couldn't see things the way his father did. They were just 2 very different people, living lives that seemed worlds apart, aside from being of the same blood. It was as if 2 separate entities controlled the kingdom, in 2 vastly different ways from each other. No one could explain it, not the guards, not the government, not even the residents. One lived a life of rules, law, and obedience. The other lived a life of carefree adventure and a willingness to break those laws just to see what could happen. I am a good story writer. In a way, you could say these 2 different viewpoints kept people entertained, aside from the normality of the everyday life they lived. The residents got to experience a kind of show, where law and order fought freedom of expression, and all the townspeople were the audience. The only one who wasn't entertained was the king himself, having to deal with the headache he endures with his child. The king felt as if he was all out of options. Since banishment within the walls was not an option, he decided only that punishments would be dished out for civil disobedience of any kind. It was the only way for the king to keep the peace within his bruised society, knowing full well that his actions would have lasting consequences. So the king decided on a written law, a document focusing on the rules of his kingdom. And since he was the definition of law, these rules would be obsolete. Alright, hold on. Hold the phone. I know you guys are so enveloped in it. Okay, we're good. Alright. I need a green tea break. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Nescafe. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. He decided that these laws would be the ultimate rule of the land, and anyone who broke said rules would be dealt severe consequences for their actions. However, the number 1 rule remained this: if anyone is to climb the wall or even attempt to climb the wall, the resulting punishment would be equal to the distance from the ground you climb. So, if you were to reach the top of the wall, your punishment would be the most severe. If you were about halfway up, your punishment would reflect that, and so on and so forth. It's actually not a bad idea. It's like levels of your punishment. That's really not bad. I can't believe I came up with that. If you made it completely over the wall and landed on the other side, you would be banished. You would no longer be allowed to enter the kingdom, and you would be forced to live a life escaping danger at every turn. Of course, as you can guess, only one person couldn't care about these absolute laws, and that was the king's son. Let's see here. He had already planned his escape, knowing full well of the consequences of his actions. He didn't care for the rule, and he never saw eye to eye with his father either way. So, what would it matter to him if he were banished? Gilderhand believed he'd be better off living away from the kingdom, roaming like some nomad with no responsibilities, living off the earth in his own way, and having the adventure he'd always wanted. It may be fate that he believes ties him with this new sought-out journey, a kind of destiny, if you will. But as you're going to find out, things are not as they seem, and this journey will not be the one he had in his mind. Gilderhand decides to wait one more day, and then he leaves. Ooh, tense! I just got chills. Yes, I really wrote this, folks. I'm on page 4 right now. I still got 22 pages to go here. Where are we at? Hold on a smiggity moment. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Oh, actually, I think I'm at the end here. I think I'm pretty close to the end. Oh, we have a little bit of a situation here. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry about that. Got a little tripped up there. Hey, look, it's my logo. So as I was reading that, apparently, iMovie, which I am recording on as we speak, decided to, out of nowhere, add two forms of the same, the same video. So it was like 23 minutes, but I fixed it. So now you get my awesome voice talking over my equally awesome logo. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope that story was riveting. I will get back to it the next time I see you, and please consider once again subscribing and clicking that bell. Merch in the description, and don't forget to do very enthusiastic jazz hands. The Nautilus out.